one. Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United direction. And today we have fans from UK and USA talking about the latest things going on in Man United. We're going to quickly talk about the match against Fulham, where United literally drew against a team already relegated. We're going to talk about Harry Maguire's. How big a miss would it be to United? And the Europa Cup game coming up on Wednesday. Right, we're going to start with UK. K, thank you for representing UK.
Cheers.
The game against Fulham, United drew 1-1. Were Fulham such a good team, or United were so poor on the day?
Yeah, I just think we didn't apply ourselves because there's nothing to play for. We took our foot off the gas, and it was just complacency for me. I just feel like the players are already thinking about the final, and because I think they're still suffering from the loss to Liverpool. I think that dented a lot of confidence in the manner we lost, and yeah, I just think there was no motivation. No one wants to get injured before the final, so I think because of the Maguire injury especially, I think everyone's like, oh, we need to be careful next sort of thing.
Bems, what did you think of the Man United game against Fulham?
I think I'll echo what Kay said, man. I think the team weren't really up for the game because we already secured top four. And yeah, it's just complacency, man. You can tell Fulham was a better team, man. We just weren't up for it, man. Fans were on the ground. That was an opportunity for us.
Yeah,
to really
the fans.
well,
you haven't seen the fans in a long time, and this is them cheering you on, and you could not deliver. Ole has said, "We missed the fans." That was the fans. They were there. You still didn't deliver. So
yeah,
what was this time?
Yeah, and again, it showed you the weakness in our defense, which I mean, with Maguire not being there, that's going to be challenging, man. You can tell that he's really missing that defense. But regardless of that, too, it's just, I mean, the defending was just useless, man. It was schoolboy defending. Typically, we conceded the same way we always conceded all season. Nothing's changed. And again, as I said, it's the mentality of the players, man. They just weren't up for it. So that's what you get.
Right, Shegun. It's been a while. I've seen you. How are you, sir? You okay?
Very well, thank you.
Right. The Man United Fulham game. What went wrong for United that day?
I like Ben said, and I think Kim also mentioned it. I don't think we were prepared. We had a high set on the final, and the selection wasn't too good either. I thought one or two players shouldn't have started against Fulham. Rashford, I don't think Rashford should have come on. I think Rashford should have been rested against Fulham. Who else? Then Pogba. I don't think Pogba is comfortable playing on the left side of midfield. Right. So that's something Ole needs to figure out for the final game. But again, I wouldn't want us to look at performance against Fulham in isolation. I mean, to be honest, we haven't been too excellent in the last 3-4 games that we've played. So it's a reflection of how thin the team is when you talk about the depth of the Man United squad. We don't have enough quality players on the bench. So, and from the look of things, we are not likely to get in too many good players. In the new season, possibly 1 or 2 players, possibly 2 to 3 players. So I'm not sure how much of a difference that would make in the next season. So I don't want to sound pessimistic, but I think United will struggle in the upcoming season because I'm not sure if we're going to get the right reinforcement.
Right.
I think Ben's mentioned it in one of the messages he sent today. We are likely to go for cheap options, and those cheap options are not likely to be improvements on the players we already have. But let's see how the final goes, and then we can talk about United next season.
Right. A lot of fans, due to the fact that the Glazers are under pressure, a lot of fans have the belief with all the pressure put on the Glazers will be forced to dip their hands deeper and release and pave and provide better tools for Ole. things like a better centre back to partner Maguire, a central defensive midfielder, a right winger. But people, I mean, fans are talking about. I was going to speak to Ian Nelson today, who's a season ticket holder for Spurs, but I'll keep him for the next chat when we do the end of season teams performances. He's saying Harry Kane. A lot of Spurs fans don't believe he's going to leave just yet. They believe that even though he made the gentleman's agreement, he hasn't officially put in a transfer request saying, I want to leave. It's a gentleman's agreement, like, can I leave if we don't win a trophy? And Dylan Levy is not going to just like, oh, I'm going to work on a gentleman's agreement. He wants to get paid for that. 150 million. I don't think United have that budget for one striker on 150 million. I don't think that's United's priority right now. For Man City, he kind of will be the final piece. We still have few more pieces before that final piece. That's why he will not be the right signing for United. Okay. As it is, we also the defensive blunders from Wan-Bissaka being sucked in and Fulham scoring. We've seen this over and over all season. It's not new. We're not surprised. All we want is just be aware what's around you. Hey, it is what it is. In reference to Harry Maguire, since he has been out of the team, United have conceded 7 goals in 3 games. 2 against Leicester, 4 against Liverpool, and 1 against Fulham. That's 7 in 3. How big an impact, if he doesn't play in the Europa final, will it be to United?
Yeah, it's a massive impact because he's a constant at the back. He's part of the spine of the team. And with all this changing with Henderson and De Gea, Maguire's generally been there every single game. So him not being there, it's going to unsettle Lindelof. It's going to unsettle Luke Shaw. It's going to unsettle the keeper. So for me, it's almost either play Pogba in the middle or go 3-5-2 because
you're trying to butcher up the middle.
Yeah, protect the centre of the pitch because the Spanish teams as well, they tend to dictate and dominate play. So for me, it's just whether he plays Bailly or Tuanzebe, it doesn't matter to me. I don't think they've had enough games to have a big impact. I know Tuanzebe did it against PSG, but to do it in a cup final, it's a big risk. And then if you take him off, you're putting pressure on the other one to perform. So for me, I'll just go with a 3-5-2, to be honest. And play De Gea. Like, I don't want to see Henderson anywhere near the team, to be honest.
Yes, please. Yes.
Maguire not playing that final. What do United now do? What's the next plan B? And how big an impact will it be?
Just like Kay said, I think we should play 3 in defense, and
those 3 will be
Shaw, Shaw, Lindelof, and Bailly. Then Tellis should play on the left side of midfield. On the left side of midfield, and what's his name now? AWB, Bissaka, Wan-Bissaka on the right side of midfield. Then we should have something close to a diamond in the pivots. So that means we'd play Fred, McTominay, and Pogba. But the problem with that is 2 of those players I just mentioned, 2 of the 3 players I just mentioned, they are not good at holding the ball because when you play 3-5-2, you need 1 or 2 players to be able to hold the ball well and to be able to distribute the ball properly. So McTominay and Fred's first touch is very poor. If you ask me, he has a poorest first touch.
What if we put in Matic in place of Fred? Would that be better? Or Matic in place of McTominay?
Yeah, but Matic, the problem with Matic is he falls back then, and that means we are likely to be playing in theory, we'll be playing like 4 in defense and not 3. Right. He doesn't move with the attackers the way he should move. Wow. So that is the problem with playing Matic. If you play Matic, the defense is going to be solid, but he isn't going to offer much in attack. That's the problem. And he's a better holder of the ball than Fred, and his first touch is better, but he doesn't assist like Fred does when it comes to the attacking play. Right. So something has to give. So
Wow.
if he decides to play Matic, then he has to drop either Fred or McTominay. And I have a feeling he likes Fred. So if he plays McTominay, sorry, if he plays, when I say I'm talking about Ole.
Right.
So if Ole decides to play Matic, then he will play Fred. And both of them are similar, if you ask me. So
Wow.
I'm not sure.
And so it's obvious that United really will be in problem, are going to struggle without Maguire, right?
To me, yes, we are going to struggle. And that's why I said our midfield is going to be key. As much as I've criticized Pogba in the last 1 or 2 weeks, we are actually going to need his experience and his creativity in the game on Wednesday, more than we are going to need what's his name now? More than we are going to need Bruno's creativity,
right?
Because we will need Pogba to do like 2 jobs for us, to hold the midfield and to help in when we're attacking. So I'm not sure how that is going to play out.
Wow.
And for the first time in about 2 or 3 years, I think this is a match in which we are going to need 2 holding midfielders, McTominay and Fred, so that Pogba would have the license to go forward a bit.
Right. Thank you.
You're
Bems, what's
Yeah.
your take so far? With that defense, we could see Maguire has 7 goals in 3 games. What is the plan B? And how big an impact, how big a loss is it to us?
Oh, he's definitely a huge loss to the team, big time, because as both Shegu and Kay have said, Maguire has been the leader in that defense, and him not being there now is gonna be an issue for the defense. But I know both of them talked about possibly going to back 3. I think, I mean, I'm all for that, but my only fear is that Ole hasn't played that back 3 enough this season.
Right.
He's hardly played it. He's stuck with the back 4 for majority of the season, and the thing is that the players move into a formation that they haven't played in a long time.
Mistakes
For a final is like, if it's, I'll put it this way, it would have been a better idea to start playing the back 3 from like against the game right after we lost on Maguire, and persistently play that back 3 till we get to the final, so the players get used to
other,
like where they line up and what isn't to do before we get to the final.
Right.
All of a sudden changing it just right at the final might be a big, I mean, you never know. It might work, but it might be a big mistake. But if that was to happen, I'm not against the back 3. If that was to happen, I do agree with the back with Luke Shaw, Lindelof, and Bailly, and then Tellez, Wan-Bissaka as the wing backs / midfielders, whatever you want to call it. Then because you're playing against a Spanish team, and I think Villarreal, their midfield, they're quite technical. I mean, Spanish teams are quite technical teams. Right. So you really need a midfield that's going to be able to hold the ball.
Right.
Pogba's got to play in the middle.
Right.
We can't have Fred and McTominay in that middle. That can't happen. In my opinion, I don't mind actually playing Matic in the midfield with Pogba, because I don't expect it to be a fast game. Villarreal, they're not a team that's going to press you and just going to come at you. These Spanish teams, they take their time. So I think what put it this way, the game will be much slower than the Premier League,
right?
Which will suit Matic a little more. Right. So it might be a game where you play Matic and Pogba in the middle. And obviously, because Ole likes to play Bruno in the 10, so Bruno is probably going to be like the 10 / false 9 going forward. And then you have Cavani. Cavani has to play, and then probably Greenwood or Rashford can play on the other side. But Cavani has to. So it'll be like a 4-3-3, but let's say not 4, like a 3-4. 3-4-1-2 kind of formation.
Right.
But again, it would have been, if that was to work, I think Ole should have played that already the last 3 games.
Right.
So the players get used to it. It's going to be tough for Ole, I mean, that defense is real shaky. So that's my fear. And watching Villarreal today, they're a very hard team to break down.
How they play? They
Very tough
play
team to
good.
break. Yeah, the team. I mean, they play well, but they just is messed up in the last 5 minutes of the game because Real Madrid came and scored 2 goals in within a few minutes. But I think defensively throughout the game, I think they defended well. They were close, compact. Their center backs, especially that
Were they
Torres
sorry?
guy.
Were they playing the full team or this is a late B team? They played the full team.
I would assume they played the full team because they played against Real Madrid. I don't know their full team. I don't know their squad, but I mean, looking at their center backs, especially that Paul Torres guy, he's I would say positionally, he's really good. I think he reads the game quite well. So, and I mean, if you just watch them, they were compact, man. They were in that. So they hardly. I mean, the first half they limited Real Madrid to just 1 shot on goal.
Wow.
I mean, they didn't have that many chances, so it was that. So it's not gonna be a walk in the park. Definitely not gonna be a walk in the park. It's gonna be a tough game.
Right. So we've all come to the conclusion that Maguire is a big loss. United are gonna have to readjust. Some of you recommend the 3-5-2. Some recommend 4-3-1-2. If you're looking at the attack for United, how are United gonna set up? Are they gonna play Rashford? They're gonna play Mason. They're gonna play Cavani. But we all know. I think we all agree Cavani must start. Agreed? Or gonna come on as a sub?
Cavani must start.
He must start.
He must start. I think the problem is should he start? Oh, sorry. Should he start Mason or should he start Rashford?
Yeah.
For me, Rashford should come on as a sub.
Yeah.
That's because he hasn't been playing well lately. So
yeah,
I don't think he should start Rashford. That's my opinion. But again, knowing the way United plays and Ole's preference for Rashford, I think Rashford will start.
Wow. Okay. Does the attack setup, the lineup for the attack?
I think he's got to go Cavani in the middle, Rashford left, Greenwood right. I think you got to go with your best team. We can't afford to bring subs on.
Rashford left, Cavani middle,
and then
Greenwood on the right.
Yeah, I think because they've got goals in them and they've got pace. And
the problem with that is if it starts with 3 in the front, so that means he's likely to drop either one of the midfielders, one of the 3 midfielders, Pogba, McTominay, or Fred. So one of them has to be on the bench. If it starts with 3,
I reckon Pogba will come into the middle of the pitch, and he'll probably play. To be honest, I don't think McTominay should play with Pogba. I think he should either start Fred and Pogba or Pogba and Matic. But Oli, I don't know if he's going to be brave enough to play Pogba and Matic because them guys, they can dictate the game and they're better passers of the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
what Ole needs.
His obsession with McFred to protect a non-center back without Maguire. I think he's even going to be more scared and more worried that who am I going to play? Lindelof. I'm going to play Bailly. Am I going to play Translate? I think he's going to play Bailly and Lindelof as the 2 center backs. I think. Then
I agree.
In his panicking mode, not to him just all right. I'm going to employ the babysitting service. McFred and
if he does that, right? If he does that, if he plays, I mean, he's probably going to go to a back 4, which I mean, that's what he's played the whole season, which I totally would understand that. But if he does, he's probably going to play Fred and McTominay. And if he plays Fred and McTominay, forget it. We're not going to win that game. Just looking at Villarreal, Fred and McTominay, they don't offer anything going forward.
It's going to be a long day.
They don't offer anything going forward. And you're going to play against a team that will probably sit back against us.
Yeah.
And if you have Fred and McTominay in the mid, it's going to be long. Just watching Villarreal today, man, there's no way we win that game with Fred and McTominay.
So when you saw them play, because I've not seen them play all season. So when you saw them play today, Shegun, you're watching La Liga now. I think you both saw the game. How good are this Villarreal team? From what you see, can they beat United or can United beat them?
I think it's going to be a close game. But they actually have a midfielder, a central midfielder I particularly like. His name is Parahel. P-A-R-A-J-U. I don't know how to. I don't want to mangle his
Right.
name now.
He's really
But
good.
That's the
a-
guy who put in the group before. I think he's their top goal scorer.
Yeah, he used to play for Sevilla, if I'm not mistaken.
Very good player.
He's a very good player. And the former Arsenal player did not start today. The guy that used to play for Arsenal.
Coquelin or whatever his name is.
No. Frank Coquelin came on as a sub.
Yeah.
The guy I'm talking about, I can't believe I forgot his name. He spent like 3-4 years at Arsenal. He's one of their most experienced players. He used to play for the national team as well. He was out for a long time. He had an injury. He actually captained Arsenal for a while.
Santi Cazorla.
Cazorla, yes.
Cazorla, yeah.
So Cazorla is likely to play in the final. The Nigerian guy, Chukwueze, did not play today. I think it's likely to play in the final.
What position does Chukwueze play? What position?
They probably didn't even go with their full strength team then. If that's the,
no, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Okay, it's a tough game.
Wow.
Chukwueze did not. Chukwueze plays as an inverted right winger. He's a left-footed player who plays on the right side of them. So that means Shaw is going to be busy.
Wow. Is he
Wednesday.
skillful?
He's skillful.
Yeah. Chukwueze is quite. He's very skillful. He's skillful.
Wow. Looks like it's gonna be a very long day, bro. From what you're saying, Shegun, this doesn't sound encouraging. I'm more concerned. I'm more worried now.
More experienced than they have. It shouldn't be that difficult if we get.
But knowing United, they tend to. United are their own problems. They will,
exactly.
It will be like a close game, and that will just be when a cross will come over, Wan-Bissaka or Shaw would not see, or Lindelof not looking, and the game is done. We saw this play out in semi-final last season. We scored first. Sevilla sat back. We kept going through the middle, nothing through the wings, just through the middle. 2 crosses into the box, game was done.
This is my thing, right? I don't know. I understand Maguire is probably going to miss his final, but I think they need to do whatever they can do. If they need to shoot Maguire up with like shots or whatever, they need to do whatever they need to do to get him to play this game. Because
very true. Because we need his presence in that defense.
Wow.
They need to do whatever they need to do to get Maguire to play. Because if Maguire doesn't play, I don't have the confidence that we will win. I just don't.
Even with Lindelof and Bailly.
I don't have they haven't played enough games together. They haven't played enough games together to develop that relationship. And I mean, the game they played together, I mean, you could see like who was the leader.
Lindelof is always bullied off the ball. Is my problem. He gets bullied off the ball too quick.
Yeah.
Too easily.
Too easily, man.
And you will think, okay, it's not a striker who's like as big as Adebayor. These are Troy Deeney kind of striker. Who was the Fulham guy who bullied him off the ball? Shorter guys.
Like Carvalho. It was Carvalho.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Lindelof is 6'2". Come on, bro. Come on. Slide tackle the guy. Do
like
something.
5'8", 5'9". He like a short guy. Just bullied him up. And that's a young boy. Like he's a young player. He's in early 20s.
And Villarreal have this experienced Colombian striker. His name is Baca. B-A-C-C-A.
Thank you for making me feel even more worried.
No, but the guy is in his 30s, so he shouldn't be a problem. But he's a very wily guy.
Hopefully, Bailly can handle him, because if we need Lindelof, we know Lindelof will bounce off like a rubber ball. Kay, what's your take, Kay?
Like the boys are saying, yeah, without Maguire, like it's not looking good. And I just hope that Ollie's thought about this seriously and is brave enough to play. The experience is going to be key in this game. The experience.
Exactly.
That's why I feel Matic has to play. I feel like he's got to play. Just to slow it down, keep control, and Pogba has to play with him. And then Bruno can have the license to go forward, Rashford, Cavani, and Greenwood. Otherwise, I can't see what other formation he'd play, to be honest. He's got to do that. If he's got sense, he needs to do that.
Okay, you're saying go with the back three or go with the, what did you say? Was it back three or back four?
So whether he goes with a 3 or 4, Pogba's got to play in the middle with Matic for me. So
I agree.
So you're saying take
Yeah.
McTominay out of it completely.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. McTominay can't
I'm
start
Fred.
that game.
I'm-
McTominay can't start. McTominay ain't gonna offer nothing in this game.
No, he can't because I don't see where he's gonna even what he's
It's not
gonna
going to
do.
be. It's not going to be an end-to-end game where we
No.
need loads of running. We just need to keep the ball.
Ole needs control of the midfield, and if he wants control, I think the only way he gives himself a chance to win this game is control of that midfield. And the only way you get control of the midfield is Matic and Pogba.
But what the players where people say Matic doesn't have the legs to run?
He doesn't need the legs though against this team. This team is not Villarreal. Is
The
not
Pogba's there with
a
him.
yeah. It's not a fast.
Yeah.
It's not a fast flowing team. They
Okay.
don't move the ball that fast ways.
Wow.
So you don't need legs.
So as it stands, everyone's preferring to partner Matic with Pogba than McTominay starting this game, right? Are we all agreeing on that?
Yes, or
Wow.
Fred. McTominay or Fred.
Because every time I think, all I could see is Sevilla all over again. I don't want to think that way. No, that game gave me nightmares. I still do see the two crosses and Bruno telling Lindelof that you messed up, and Lindelof is saying it wasn't his fault. And like, anytime I close my eyes, I see Sevilla all over again. And I hope it's not the same. I just hope. It doesn't look like it's going to be a high-scoring game. It looks going to be 2-1, 1-0, or something along those lines.
Don't forget, this is a team or this is a manager that's won it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, man, it's just I'm scared to put it that way.
Most United fans are concerned, especially with Maguire not there. It even makes my United fans even more concerned. I said, like, oh, damn. As much as people said Maguire is not good enough, now they realize how good enough when we messed up the last 3 games. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. But Ole, would he be bold enough to select the right team? It's another thing.
I bet you Ole probably go with Fred and McTominay.
I can see that.
That's my fear. My fear is that he's likely to start with Fred and McTominay
to protect Lindelof
and play Pogba out of position on the left side of midfield.
He offers nothing down the left there. Nothing.
Then Rashford on the right.
Oh.
Then Bruno as the number 10 and Cavani number 9.
Rashford down the right struggles. He struggles down the right, Rashford. He really does.
I think
against the big teams, that's called asking for trouble. That against the lower teams, that's all right. But in the big games,
Cup final,
if it goes wrong, who's going to come off? But McTominay or Fred, then that just creates more problems when he does that, I think.
Then apart from that, if Shaw needs assistance from Pogba doesn't track back quickly enough to help. Yeah. So because United will need 2 players on Chukwueze, so that Chukwueze won't be able to cut in on the left foot, to pull in crosses. So that is where we are going to need Pogba. But Pogba doesn't track back to help Shaw. So that's also going to be a problem. And Rashford does the same on the right side. He doesn't track back to help Wan-Bissaka. So the defenders are left isolated, which is true.
You're saying what you're seeing. How we've been noticing when Rashford plays on the right, Wan-Bissaka is literally on his own. Even going forward, Rashford is not in front of him. Tracking back, Rashford is nowhere because Rashford kind of, I don't know what he does when he's on the right. Rashford kind of disappears.
He's not.
Then on the left, Pogba is not a left winger. So when Luke Shaw goes there, the interchange of passes always kind of breaks down because Pogba has to now come back, spray, move the ball towards the Bruno part in the middle.
I think I think depending on the team, depending on the opposition, you can play Pogba on the left. Pogba does offer something on the left. He does. It's just the opponent. It's just the team you're playing. It depends on who you.
So we're talking Villarreal.
But talking about Villarreal. The way I'm looking now, I'm actually leaning more towards the back 3, to be honest with you, just because that Chukwueze guy, if he's gonna cut in, we're playing a back 4. I mean, yeah, Luke Shaw can be on him. Luke Shaw can, but again, without Maguire is one of the as that left-sided center back. If it's Lindelof, I think it's gonna be I think it's going to be a long day for the defense. I think the back three, if you play the back three, which is left side center back is Shaw, Lindelof in the middle, and Bailly on the right side center back. And then the wing backs is Telles.
I was going to say Telles and Shaw on that left. Wouldn't they be able to handle Chukwueze? No?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what side is Chukwueze plays on the right side or left side?
On the right side.
He plays on the
so
right
he will
side.
come across that.
He plays
Telles should match him with speed, right?
Telles and Shaw should be able to handle it. If just like what Shegun was saying, you probably need two people on. Shaw and Telles should be able to handle
exactly, so that they don't allow him to cut in from the yes.
In that case, you gotta play a back three with wing backs to make it a back five when we're defending, and then when we're attacking, it's just a back three. So that back three can be an offensive formation depending on the way you play it, though. But then Matic and Pogba have to play in the middle. It makes no sense playing a back three and playing Fred and McTominay. You're wasting two more players.
After you've done all season.
You're wasting two more players. Yeah.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate now. We got Wolves tomorrow, which is a meaningless game. Let's just call it as it is. What's he going? I don't even know what he's going to. I think he should start people like Diallo tomorrow. But knowing this guy, he probably won't. Start Diallo, start Mata, start Transibi. They all need to start tomorrow.
But we also need. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. But we also need to start some of the players who will be playing on Wednesday.
Yeah. Right.
At least we need to start about 5 to 6 of them
and take them off early.
Exactly. The goalkeeper, for example, should be in goal. Then maybe 4 or 5 more players. Definitely not Cavani. I don't think Cavani should start tomorrow. We need him for Wednesday.
Yeah.
Rashford shouldn't start tomorrow. Who else? The Welsh guy was the Daniel James. Yes, he's back from injury. So we're going to need his space on the bench. So he should start tomorrow.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Would you start Diallo?
I would start Diallo.
Yeah, possibly. But I don't think Martial is fit enough to start tomorrow's game.
Is he back from injury?
No, he's not back.
He's back, but I think he hasn't started full training or something.
Yeah. He's not doing full training yet. He's just running. He's not.
So would he make the bench on Wednesday?
I don't
think so. I'm not sure. But I know Daniel James will make the bench or start tomorrow's game. Then of course Greenwood needs to start tomorrow. Tomorrow might
be to start? You think Greenwood should start? Okay.
I think so. Then I think Mata might be leaving at the end of the season. So the more reason he should start.
It needs to go, because honestly, I think we've carried these players. Okay, he doesn't come. Let's just offload. We have too much people to offload. He needs to leave. Matic, I think we need to let Matic go after this season. I know he hasn't. I think you need to let Matic go. Matic, Mata, Phil Jones, all these, they need to just kind of offload.
We still have Rojo, remember? We are still paying.
No, we sell him to the team in South America?
No. Have we sold him, or it's easy? Is he there on loan?
We sold him.
On loan, have we sold him?
We sold him. He's gone.
Oh, really?
Rojo's gone. Rojo's
gone.
Okay, then the third goalkeeper, the Argentine goalkeeper.
We are
still paying him.
Romero is going to be, his contract is up this season, so he's going to go.
Yeah, they just paid up his contract, basically. Yeah.
Then what of this guy Pereira?
He's on loan. He's out on loan.
Yeah, he's going to come back. I don't think many teams are going to try and loan him straight away.
Dallo is also coming back. The AC Milan guy.
Yeah, Dallo is going back.
I think the AC Milan said. I thought they said they wanted to buy him they wanted to pay for him full time.
Yeah, but
they don't have the money.
What do you say, Kay?
The money that United want for him, I don't think AC are going to pay it.
They don't have the money to pay for him.
Wow. Okay.
And United is in the market for a right back.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. So they need to sell Dallo to be able to buy a right back.
I expect Kieran Trippier to be a signing this summer.
Who?
Yeah, definitely.
Kieran Trippier.
I think that's a good signing. I think that's a good signing.
Bems, you saying from Tottenham?
Yeah, Kieran Trippier. Yeah, he He played. So
Atletico.
this is what I heard. I
Mm.
heard that United are in for. I mean, Sancho is their main priority,
Yes, yes.
and then after Sancho, they're also looking for a top center back,
Top
and
center
then
back.
they're also possibly looking for a right back to kind of challenge Aaron
Yes.
Wan-Bissaka.
Mhm.
And if they do bring a right back to challenge Aaron Wan-Bissaka, or it'll more likely be an experienced right back, not a young right back like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It's going to be an experienced one, just like what they did on the left side with Lucian and Telles. It'll be something similar. But then for the midfield, they're not. They would look at the midfield only if Pogba or Van der Beek go. So depending on what
Yeah, I
happens
forgot
with
Van der
Pogba
Beek
and Van
is
der
still
Beek,
there.
then they decide.
None of us even thought about Van der Beek. Does he have any role in this Europa League final?
No, he's not gonna start.
I don't think it starts.
He doesn't start. He probably doesn't even play the game.
Oh, damn.
He'll play tomorrow.
He'll play tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
he'll
think he'll play
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah. But he
And
won't play.
Talking about midfielders, United is also thinking about bringing back Ghana from Nottingham Forest. Is that where he's on loan at?
He's going to go back out on loan, I reckon.
Is he at Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, Nottingham
Where is
Forest.
he?
Yeah, James Garner.
Nottingham Forest, yes. And
James Garner. Yeah.
James Garner.
Okay, James Garner. Okay.
Yes. So they are thinking of bringing him back from his loan spell at Nottingham Forest. So I'm not sure United is actually in the market for a defensive midfielder.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
They're not really in for one. They're not really in for one.
So I think their long-term plan is to bring back Ghana and start him. And
that's going to be a lot of pressure on a young 19-year-old to control like a midfield, man. I think
Ghana needs to go on loan in the Premier League team.
That's
the Championship for the big step.
I think he needs to go on. Definitely, I think he needs to go on loan like a Brighton or something next season.
Yeah.
Right. That
before giving like a first team start.
Talking about Brighton, why isn't United looking at their midfielder, the Malian guy? I've forgotten his name now.
Basuma.
Yeah, Basuma. He seems to be a good player, a decent player.
And he's way cheaper than Rice.
Exactly. So I'm not sure why they're not looking at him.
That's United for you, man. The way we do these transfer businesses don't make no sense.
And even West Bromwich Albion have like one or two players I think we should be looking at. They have this guy Pereira, who is an inverted winger.
Man,
I don't know if you know him. That guy he has a very yeah. I'm not sure why we're not looking at him. He's a very good player. Then they have another player, I think, in midfielder. I think we should be looking at. But again, United and the way they do business, and I'm not sure who is in charge of recruiting players, because Leicester is going to sign a player from France, and the guy is the holding midfielder.
Tomori.
Yes. When I saw the guy's clips, I said to myself, "Oh my God, why didn't United think about getting this player?" And that would be like the second or third player that Leicester had signed from France. They signed Fofana from France. I think they signed Pereira too.
Mahrez, Kante,
Kante.
Yeah.
I think they signed Pereira from France too, from the French club.
Right. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, Leicester, they do good business, man.
Look at the business they did with Justin. What's his first name now? The young defender. His name is Justin. I think his last name is Justin.
The young boy.
The young boy. It's a very promising defender.
It's a good defender. It's very good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they signed him from Leeds or from Luton Town or where? I think from Luton Town. Where did they sign him from? From one of the lower division teams. I'm not sure. I think from Luton Town. And the guy proved to be a very good player. Right. I think he's about 21 years old. So why wouldn't United sign players like that? I'm just not sure. Well, I don't know who's making all these decisions for United.
It is Matt Judge and what's his other guy's name? Woodward. They make those decisions of, well, you know what? They have this. We can't go through this whole thing every season, signing the wrong players. You know, when they need to sign experience, they don't sign experience. When they need to sign young, they don't sign young. It's just like a circus act. This is always
Worried.
looking for buy one and get free players for free. All the cheap stuff that to win titles and challenge for Champions League, you need to buy quality and stop buying quantity. Then a year down the line, half the players you buy, you loan them. Whatever happened to Pillistri? You guys remember Pillistri? Where is he?
He's out on loan in Spain. I'm not sure.
I think he got injured. I think he got injured as well.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I think he's been injured for a good part of his loan.
He's out on loan in Spain. I'm not sure where exactly he is, but he's in Spain somewhere.
Right. Hey, Chris, how are you?
The worrying thing is we're not prepared for people forgetting that we're going into the Champions League again next year, and it's going to be tougher than ever.
Yeah.
So we need a better midfield. We need a better midfield. We can't go in there with
McFred is not. McFred ain't gonna work. McFred combo is not gonna work. Chris,
does anyone know how many more years Fred has on his contract? Does anyone know how many years he has left?
I think he just signed a new one.
Really?
He just signed a new contract before the season.
Fred? Oh my goodness.
I think so.
Chris, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear. I was just listening in. Yeah, I can hear.
Chris, thank you for joining us. Chris, representing UK. Chris, we just finished talking about the impact Maguire's miss is going to be. Who will be the better replacement? What combo will work in his replacement? So quickly tell us what you think with Maguire probably 90% not making that final on Wednesday. Who should combine with Lindelof? If people said in the chat today, they suggest which they should play. United should play a back three, a 3-5. So what's your take so far?
I'll say firstly, I don't go along with the fact that Man United are missing Maguire. We have to look at if you look at the season in general, he was there when we were thumped 6-1 against Spurs. Like, missing who? Maguire, to me, he's
okay.
He's one of the weaknesses in the defense.
So all right. I hear you, Chris.
Yeah, that's just the way I see it. And there's other games I can bring up as well. So I'm not going to get into that. But personally, for me, I would go Bay and Tuanzebe. Lindelof, I don't trust him. He's too prone to being muscled aside against
all the time
opposition strikers. Yeah, I don't trust him. I've seen Tuanzebe. I don't know why he hasn't played more games this season. But again, the feeling I get is the fact that OGS seems to be in love with this Maguire and the Lindelof partnership, which to me doesn't make any sense. But Tuanzebe, for me, should be playing next to Bay in the final. I think that's a good combination because you have somebody who's physical and you have somebody who reads the game well. Tuanzebe reads the game very, very well. I think in time, I think he can become a top defender. I genuinely do. I've seen him a lot in the last couple of games, and he's been he's stable in the way in which he plays. There's a calmness there. And he proved he's a top quality player against PSG away from home. I think the problem you have is because he hasn't had consistent games.
Yeah.
So it's very, very rusty.
Yeah.
And I blame that on OGS because he should have had at least this season. He should have had at least 20 games this season. Easily. So to me, I think those two should be playing at the back. For me, I wouldn't. People might say it's controversial. I wouldn't start Shaw. I would start Bissaka and Telles. And the fullbacks, they sleep too much when it comes to defending. The fullbacks sleep too much, and it's been going on throughout the whole of the season. I'm not even going to talk about McFred because we already know that combination is a disaster. He shouldn't play that in the final. If he's going to play that in the final, I can tell you right now, they're not going to win. They're not going to win if
that is exactly what Ben said, that McFred combo, because if we follow Ole's patterns, right, he's already scared there's no Maguire. So he's now thinking, all right, I already have a bad center back. If I now have a center back combination I'm not too sure of, I need that babysitting service to sit in front of them. So I can still see his thinking and see McFred sitting in front of the back four. It's sad, but I can just see that.
Yeah, well, that's going to be his downfall then, isn't it? That's going to be his downfall. I will, for me, if you look at the Man United squad, the only holding midfielder that they have in there is Matic. I would play Matic in the final. He's an experienced guy.
That's what everyone has said, Matic and Pogba. in the
Yeah,
middle.
I'll play Matic and Pogba in midfield. Those two, and then the front four you can kind of tweak it. But yeah, I'll definitely play those two midfield with Fred on the bench. But yeah, I'll start those two. I will definitely start Mason Greenwood.
You'll
I'll
start
definitely start.
Mason.
He's
Would you
on
start
form.
Cavani?
Of course, you have to.
Would you
You have
start
to.
Rashford?
I will probably say you. I would. Yeah, I would. I would start him with. If you have Pogba and Matic in there, that's much more. It's much more balanced. There's a lot of experience there. You have winners there. The reason why I start Greenwood as well, he's been on form lately. We already know about Cavani and Bruno. I'll just swing with Rashford because he does turn up in the big games. But the only thing about him is his fitness because we can see that he's playing through the paint barrier. He doesn't look. He's not moving right. You can see he's carrying an injury.
Right. So you put Rashford on the left, Mason on the right, Cavani in the middle, and Bruno behind them.
I'll probably do so. Yeah, I'll probably do that.
And Matic and Pogba behind Bruno.
Yeah. So Matic just stays there. He just sits there. He doesn't go anywhere.
Bems and Shegun brought that, like, because it's a Spanish team, it's going to be at a slower pace, which will suit Matic than
Exactly.
suit McTominay.
Yeah. Exactly. Because McTominay, like these guys, they go up and down. But if you're going to talk about player for player, Fred is a better player. But like, it's too similar. It's way too similar. It doesn't work. McTominay, he does these 90-yard passes. What are you going to do 90-yard? Why do you need to do 90-yard passes in midfield? If it's an effective pass and it's going to create a chance, then you understand it. But he does these stupid passes. I don't know who he's trying to be. Doesn't make any sense at all. It's too much senseless play with McTominay in there.
But this is where we are. United, don't forget, Chris, United are second in the Premier League table. The second best team in England.
Don't get me started on that second best team in England, man. Man United know about coming
After
second.
tomorrow, we won't.
8-10. That's because Liverpool had a lot of injuries.
Right.
Chelsea didn't play a full season with Tuchel.
That's true.
Yeah, they had Lampard messing up in the first part.
Yeah, so I mean, to be honest with you, I think United were in second position because of, I mean,
Chelsea and
teams
Liverpool
around us,
fell off.
and we were narrowly winning a lot of games by 1 goal, 2-1, 3-2, 1-0. A lot of games were like that. I don't see how United take second next season. Not with Liverpool going to improve, Van Dijk's going to come back, Gomez that full defense is coming back with additional signings, and then City's going to get stronger, going to buy players. Then Chelsea is going to get stronger, buy players with better managers. I mean, we're fighting for fourth, bro.
Hypothetically,
at best,
Varane in United's defense, Rice in central defensive midfield, Sancho on the right.
We still don't win the league, though. We still don't win the league immediately. Not happening. You need. So if you look at history, right? Teams that actually compete for the title, you can see signs the season before. Right. They close the gap. The points.
United will say that United will say from last season they got 8 more points than last season. This season.
But yes, they did. But wait, you're saying we got 8 points, but it's not. We don't have the 8 points yet. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, we got 5 points from last season. If we win tomorrow, then there's 8 points. But
wow,
I mean, it's 5. What's 5 points from last season? That's not an improvement. I mean, if you put on 2 more wins, I'll put it this way: if you bring Bruno, if you bought Bruno a little earlier, it's no difference. You know what I'm saying? If you tag on a couple more wins, it's the same as this season. What's the big difference? Really, let's be real. Let's be really real. Let's be real. If this team want to go further, Ole is not a top class manager. So he needs top class talents, quality.
So that's why I said Varane.
Exactly. But again, even
Rice and Sancho.
True, but that doesn't mean you're all of a sudden going to win the title, because for him to have shown that, okay, with those players, you still need depth. Chelsea's got depth. Man City have depth. Even with Rice, with Rice, Varane, and Sancho, we still don't win the league because I don't think we really have depth, in my opinion, especially in that midfield position. I don't think we really have depth. If Rice gets injured, that's it. If Bruno gets injured, that's it. If Sancho gets injured, that's it. But you have City, right? City, they have a bench, right? A second 11 that can equally come into the pitch and do business. United, if you put the whole, just look at an example, right? We play Leicester City, right? With our pretty much a whole complete, almost different 11. Yes, we played well, but we still lost. If that's City, if that Manchester City, right? City gonna win that game, or at least come up with a draw.
I don't even think United played well in that game. The second half, they were caved, they were camped in their own half. Leicester camped them, had Man United camped in their own half.
You are very correct, Chris. Very correct.
But I'm just trying to explain why this team is not.
Game. Even Fulham. So, as you're saying, Chris, if United play McFred, they're gonna get beaten by Villarreal.
Yeah, the way they play, they play a cagey game. It's like with slick passing. The passing is sumptuous. I've seen them a couple of times this season. Defensively, they're very, very well organized. They're a very well organized team. They're good on set pieces. They play these intricate passes when they're attacking, and it's like it's slow at the back, and then the build up. All of a sudden, when they're in the attacking third, everything just zap, zip, zap. All of a sudden, 1-2 passes, and they've opened you up. I think for Man United, it's a problematic game for Man United. I genuinely do think that, and it's going to be even more problematic if you play McFred, because McTominay, I can tell you already right now, they're going to run rings around him if they play him.
Run rings around him.
I'm telling you right now, it's going to be. Yeah, if these guys go first, they're going to shut the game down.
Wow.
And all they do is play on the counter attack, and we know Man United struggle against teams who play with the low block. But the thing is, these guys play with a low block, and they got killers up front who can just destroy you within the space of a couple of seconds.
So this is no different from what we played against Sevilla last season, semi-finals.
Yeah, these guys beat Sevilla 4-0.
Oh, damn.
They beat Sevilla 4-0, so don't take them as any suckers. These guys, they're not suckers. I'm telling you, Man United, they're in for a real shock on Wednesday. They have to pick the right team. He cannot afford to mess this up.
We are saying we're hoping Maguire. You're saying Maguire or no Maguire.
Forget Maguire, man. Even if Maguire was there, it wouldn't have made any difference. It's all about picking the right team. That's what it is. He has to pick the right team. He's got the players there to win it, but is he going to pick the right team?
All right, Chris.
Is he going to play Henderson? Is he going to start with Henderson at the back?
Your starting 11 that should beat Villarreal on Wednesday. Your 11 that should beat Villarreal.
Well, De Gea, of course. I'll play Tuanzebe and Bay.
Right.
I won't go Shaw. I'll go with Telles and I'll go with Wan-Bissaka.
Okay.
I'll go Pogba, Matic. Matic holds you. Matic just sits there. He doesn't need to go anywhere. Just sits there. You have Rashford on the left.
Okay.
You have Bruno in the middle. On the right, Greenwood. Up front, Cavani. That's what I'll go with.
So your center backs are Tuanzebe and Bailly. Then you have Telles on the left of the no Luke Shaw.
No, I wouldn't start Luke Shaw. No. The reason why I say this is because Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw, they fall asleep too many times, and it's like it's the coaching. It must be the coaching because it happens almost every single game. You can bring on Luke Shaw further down the line, need the last 20, 30 minutes. Hopefully by then they're winning 1 or 2, whatever. But again, I'll personally, for me, I wouldn't start him. That's my own personal opinion.
Right. Bams.
Yeah.
You heard Chris's lineup. What would you change from that lineup?
Sorry, I kind of missed the lineup a little bit.
He put Tuanzebe and Bailly at the center back pairing. He played Telles on the left, Wan-Bissaka on the right, Pogba and Matic, Bruno, Rashford, Cavani, Mason.
Okay. I would change Tellez to Shaw. I'm okay with I actually don't mind playing Wan-Bissaka. No, I actually don't mind playing Bailly and Twanzebe. I think the only thing, I mean, yes, they've played before a couple games, but they haven't played enough games. I can see why he's doing that because Lindelof is weak, like physically and all that stuff. And my only fear with Twanzebe is that he hasn't played enough games. But I'm kind of okay with Twanzebe and by Wan-Bissaka is okay. I think the rest of the team, Matic, Pogba, that's fine. Cavani up top, Rashford and Greenwood. Yeah, I think the main person I'd change would be Tellez, the Shaw, because Shaw's arguably United's player of the season. If you look at it for the whole, except for Bruno, he's the player that you would say has done very well this season.
Okay. What would you change from Chris's lineup?
Shaw definitely change for Tellez.
Shaw for Tellez, okay.
I'd play Bailly with Lindelof.
Play Bailly with Lindelof, okay.
And he said Wan-Bissaka, didn't he? De Gea obviously definitely goal. And I'd personally play Pogba with Matic, but I've got a feeling he's going to play Pogba and Fred. And then Lindelof and Rashford on the left and right. And obviously Cavani and Bruno in the middle. Well, yeah, I've got a feeling he's going to play Fred with Pogba in the middle.
I think so too. Shagun.
Yes, please.
What would you change from Chris's lineup?
I would play Lindelof in place of Twanzebe, Shaw in place of Tellez. Those are the two changes that I would possibly make.
Right. So you're talking so you see everything is around that center back and left side of United. So the Tellez or Shaw, Lindelof or Twanzebe. I think we all know because Ole kind of trust Lindelof more. He'll probably go Lindelof because of he would say experience. He's more consistent, even though he makes a lot of mistakes. But hey, I can still see. I see Shaw, Lindelof, Bailly, Wan-Bissaka, McFred, Rashford, Mason, Cavani, Pogba, and Bruno. That's all I see. I don't see. I see what we've seen before, but McFred babysitting the back four. That's what I see. I don't see Matic in there at all. I just don't see it. I see McFred.
To be honest with you, right? I would say this. I can understand resting like your big players is in tomorrow, is in for Wednesday game. But in actual, I'm almost thinking that tomorrow might be a good opportunity to at least give like your game plan for Wednesday, actually test it out tomorrow. Test out that game plan tomorrow. Maybe not play it's in every single player, but at least attack. I mean, yes, they're playing against Wolves, but especially that center back pairing, you need to, whoever you're gonna play in center back, they need to start is in tomorrow.
On Wednesday.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They need to start. Whoever's gonna play in center back on Wednesday, they need to start.
Tomorrow.
They need because that's the most important area of the pitch. That's where we're weakest right now.
Yeah,
I think we've run out of time to do that though. Especially if we get an injury, that just throws everything out the window. Imagine Bailly plays tomorrow and he gets injured.
True. I get that. I get that, but that's why I think is in my opinion.
Yeah.
I won't say play him the whole game. I'll say play it for like 45 minutes.
Ole ain't gonna do that though.
That's the thing about Ole. Ole's probably not going to do that. But if I was Ole, I would test out my two center backs and say, you know what, you two, you're going to start on Wednesday. But I need you guys to show me. I need you guys to play together today. Yeah, I give you 40 minutes because I'm trying to see what's going to happen in this final. And then after time you change it up to whatever you want to do.
He won't do that. I just
he's probably not going to do that.
He's a coward. He will look for an easy option. Right.
Yeah,
before we round up, I'm gonna be Dev's advocate here. Okay, predicted score on Wednesday. Whichever lineup goes, what's the predicted score? As a United fan, we all want to win. What do you
My
see is
head
gonna be the
saying 2-1.
2-1 United?
My head saying 2-1 either way.
2-1.
Either way,
You're still sitting on the fence, mate. You're still sitting on the fence.
I want us to win, so I'm going to say we're going to win 2-1. I'm going to say we'll win 2-1.
Chris, Wednesday. Whichever lineup Olympics, whatever lineup he picks, McFred, whatever.
The thing is, I need to see the lineup. But
You're not going to see the lineup before, at least 20 minutes before the game.
yeah, this is the thing though. I don't trust Solskjaer. I really don't. I do not trust that guy. I don't know what he's going to do in the Wolves game, but it's not going to be conducive in relation to the game that's coming up on Wednesday. I know that for a fact. He's going to be dilly-dallying or whatever. I don't trust him in the final. I really don't. I've major concerns about his in-game management, technical abilities, strategies, the coaching setup, shambles. I feel Villarreal win this 1-0. What I'm saying, it's painful to say it, but I actually do see that happening.
Wow. Shagun.
I think United will win 3-2.
3-2.
Now, there won't be that many goals in the game. I can almost guarantee
No,
that.
I'm sure we're going to concede at least one goal. No, I'm very sure that at least
Shagun
one
has
goal.
already made it sure there's no how we're not going to concede a goal.
So the question is, how many goals are we going to concede?
So you don't see a clean sheet at all in that?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Wow. I like your honesty. Bems.
Ooh. I'm.
Are you gonna go with Chris and say Villarreal victory?
I think I'm leaning towards Villarreal is gonna win this game.
Oh my God.
I'm leaning towards that just because I mean,
wow.
I still question Ole's ability to tactically win a game. Yes, we've played. He does have tactics. Don't get me wrong. He does have tactics, but it's in-game management, and then sometimes, I mean, see the difference between Ole and like top class managers and managers that really make a difference is like they can take a team that you won't necessarily expect to win like in a big game, or like let's say the team's not been doing well. Those top managers can tactically switch things up and get a result. And now with Ole's persistence, the way he keeps playing McFred and all that stuff, and playing Pogba on the left side of the left wing, it's I mean, that's not gonna cut it against Villarreal. He's gonna have to change. I think the way if Ole wants to win this game, Ole has to outclass Emery. Tactically, he has to be spot on. He has to pick the right players. He has to pick the right formation. Because if he goes with his standard 4-2-3-1, Fred and McTominay in the middle, and Pogba on the left wing, we're not going to win. So I would lean towards probably 2-1 Villarreal win this.
Oh wow. Well, I don't know what to say, but well, United fans, you've heard it from.
Is Kay still? Are you not going to ask Kay? Is Kay still here?
Kay is there. Kay, did I? Okay, Kay. Yeah, sorry. Kay, what was your? He predicted? Didn't Kay say?
I said 2-1 either way. He said I started a friend.
He said 2-1 United.
Sorry, I missed it.
Chris said Villarreal. Bam said Villarreal. You and Kay both said Man United win. I say United.
Well, I think Kay said Kay is like 50-50. Kay's on the fence. It's only Shagun.
Yeah, Kay's on the fence.
Yeah, Kay's on the fence.
That's true. That's true. He's on the fence.
So,
but I as a United,
you can
I'm not confident. That 2-1's not a confident 2-1. That's like my heart saying 2-1.
Oh, by the way, Benz, are you going to be at the pub on Wednesday?
Oh yeah,
okay.
I'll be there Wednesday. I'll be there tomorrow too.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be there tomorrow, but Wednesday,
Wednesday. I'll be there Wednesday.
I hope I don't jinx it when I come.
What time is the kickoff for you guys?
We always lose whenever I come.
It will be 6 hours behind you. Whatever time it starts.
I think it's 2 o'clock. I think you guys.
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock.
Okay. Okay.
2 o'clock your time or 2 o'clock our
No,
time?
your time.
Your
It'll be your
time,
time.
your time.
2
It'll be
o'clock
8
our
o'clock
time.
in the UK.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, I'm saying United will win 2-1. I'm hoping and believing but if they play McFred, we will have a very difficult game. If he doesn't play McFred, I think we could win it easily. But with McFred, I think we're gonna draw in more pressure onto ourselves.
Oh yeah.
And that's when with more pressure on the United, we start making defensive blunders. That's when we start to panic with McFred and we sit and when we because this team is not built to take up so much pressure because there's mistakes in the corner just waiting for Lindelof not to look to his left, Wan-Bissaka not falling across. It's there. So the
Yeah.
best thing is avoid it by not playing McFred. But if we play McFred, we'll have a long game.
Yeah, this is the thing, Tim, because like in a game like this, it's the small details. And having somebody like Matic in the middle, he has the experience. It's crucial that to me that Matic plays in the final. It's simply crucial because what he's gonna do, he's gonna guide the team. He's gonna make sure people don't fall asleep. He's gonna be speaking to people, make sure in the right positions. And Pogba as well. Pogba will look up to him. In this game, the fullbacks, they can't afford to switch off. You simply can't. Because you switch off for 1 second, all these switching off you've been doing against West Brom, West Ham United. This game, they will pay for it. I can guarantee you they will pay for it.
Yeah, I can see.
Simply can't. Even the set pieces, they can't afford to be weak on set pieces.
Yeah,
they can't.
so you see that set piece aerial threat of Maguire is what I think they miss, heading the ball out. I mean, Bailly's a good header of the ball, but I don't know.
But Lindelof is not good in the air though.
No, he's not.
Lindelof is not good. Lindelof ain't gonna win you them headers, that's for sure.
That's why Bailly has to start. That's why Bailly has to start.
Bailly has to start.
Matic can cover that.
I would even say Transib is better than Lindelof in the air.
Lindelof is not good in the air. He's not good on the ground. He's just
Transib is better than Lindelof in the air. And Lindelof was the same player that made the mistake against Sevilla last season.
Oh yeah.
The same player.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Lindelof shouldn't play this game, man. He shouldn't start.
That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't start.
Transib,
I don't trust him. I don't trust
Ole trust him. Especially now with no Maguire.
Transib has proven that he can play in the big game against the best players in the world. He did it one time, but that was Paris Saint-Germain. He shut, who was it? He shut both Neymar and Mbappe. Both players in his pocket, two of them. So, I mean, whatever Ole told him before the game, whatever he did against Paris Saint-Germain, if he can do that same thing tomorrow, we should be okay. But again,
would he play?
Would Ole play him?
That's
a big question.
Yeah. And he will play what he trusts, which is Lindelof.
That's why we will.
And Lindelof will be playing tomorrow.
That's why we will lose with Lindelof, because that's why.
I can almost guarantee you they'll concede a set piece. I can almost guarantee you that.
Wow.
I'll put my money on it. £10 they'll concede a set piece goal.
This is sad though. This is sad. But I try to be optimistic. I try to stay red all my life, but I'm nervous. I'm naturally nervous for that game on Wednesday. I really am. If we concede the goal first, I think we're in a problem. If we score, it doesn't even matter anymore. We scored first against Sevilla, we still lost. It doesn't even matter. We scored first against Liverpool, we still lost. It doesn't even matter. It's the way we manage the game. So even if we score first, we've always sometimes some teams come back, equalize, gone ahead and beaten us. If we come from behind, so it's just the way we manage that game on that day. That's all I'm saying. If they don't manage the game well and they panic and defend, they have, like Chris said, the defenders have got to be 100% switched on. Set pieces, awareness, they got to be switched on than any other time. This is going to be one of the biggest games of their lives in that club, especially most of those who've never won a medal in their lives in that club for that team. This is going to be the biggest opportunity and challenge. This is not a semi-final anymore. This is a final. Like Alex Ferguson said, you have two opportunities. You're either going to walk past that trophy without lifting it, or you're going to walk past it and lift it. You make that decision on that day. Well, fans, you've heard it from United fans, UK and USA. Chris and Kay represented United Kingdom. Bems and Shegun representing United States. Kay, thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate you. Hope to see you soon. Chris, thank you for joining us representing UK. Thank you. Shegun representing Houston Red Army and United States. Thank you very much today. And Bems, we shall see you and Shegun tomorrow in Houston Red Army pub where we play Wolves, which is a ceremonial game. It doesn't mean anything. So are we? Well, still second is guaranteed. It's second is
second is
nailed on, right?
guaranteed. No other team can get to 71. I think max they can get to 70.
So Liverpool Liverpool still gonna make top 4? No.
Yep, they're gonna make top 4.
Yes, I think they will.
Damn. So who
Tim,
dropped out? Leicester?
Yeah, Tim, remember I told you Leicester won't make top 4
Oh,
They
God.
choked again.
again.
Yeah, they keep joking. And Tim,
But,
remember Kay and I
how,
said
how are you sure Chelsea will beat Villa tomorrow?
Yeah, they'll beat them, man. Come on.
They'll beat them.
No,
they
Villa-
will beat them. Now
Villa-
Chelsea will beat Villa.
So,
Chelsea will beat Villa.
if Leicester win tomorrow, they stay in top 4, right?
They still
Yeah,
they don't
If Chelsea,
see,
if
because
Chelsea loses or draws.
see the only way, I'll put it this way, right? Liverpool, if they win tomorrow, they get 69 points. So they're in top 4.
Yeah.
Now, one of Chelsea or
Leicester.
City is gonna be out. So that
So
the only
Liverpool
way
need to
don't make it is
lose.
Liverpool don't-
Literally, Liverpool need to lose.
They need to lose or
Liverpool
draw.
need to lose. But they,
And
Or
Leicester
draw,
have to
or
win.
draw, or
Yeah.
draw. If
But
Liverpool
let's
draw-
have to win. Let's have to beat
let's have to
Spurs
win, and then
if we
Liverpool have to lose.
Ouch.
or draw.
Then Liverpool don't make it.
What if
Well,
Leicester
we're
and
not-
Liverpool both win?
Huh?
If
And
all
Chelsea-
three of them,
It
Chelsea,
all depends
Leicester,
on the
Liverpool.
Chelsea result. If Chelsea lose or draw, then they both go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
If everyone wins, Leicester City doesn't make
Right.
it. It'll be
Wow.
Chelsea and Liverpool.
Ouch.
Yeah,
This
if
is the thing,
everyone
though.
wins,
The way
Chelsea and
these things work out, somebody's gonna flop.
Yeah.
You know who's gonna flop, and to me, it's gonna be
Leicester.
Leicester's gonna flop.
Yeah. It's gonna be Leicester City, man. The chance to stop Liverpool from making top 4 was through us. We needed to beat them,
Man United, yeah.
but we
Definitely.
just said, "Come on, club. Come on, Salah. Welcome to top 4."
Yeah.
That's what we did against them.
That
Yeah,
defeat
when,
was very, very embarrassing.
when Dean Henderson stuck on his line like super glue, what do you expect? It is what it is.
And then
You
they
saw
say
the
Henderson should
saw
be
the
number
difference.
1.
You saw
Yeah.
Fulham keeper when Mason Greenwood was 1-on-1. He came out and narrowed it. Mason Greenwood had nowhere to put the ball.
Yeah.
That was the same thing Henderson should have done against Salah. He stood on his line. Even we could see, look at that space so wide open. Salah just put the ball in, but that's for another day.
That's why Henderson got dropped, isn't it? Henderson got
Yeah,
dropped because
He hasn't been playing since then. So well,
And
We
if
shall-
Ole is smart, if Ole loves himself, do not sell De Gea.
Yeah.
Between both of them, I'm
100%
sorry,
agree with that.
Henderson is the
100%.
one that needs to go.
Especially for the Champions League next season. We
Yeah.
need him.
You
That-
need
Exactly.
De Gea,
Henderson's
man.
got no Champions League experience.
Yeah, exactly. We need De Gea next season. I'm sorry, Henderson is good. He's good enough to start for a team, but I don't. You can't compare Henderson and De Gea, man. The experience is too much.
it's
I
too
mean,
much. It's too
Yeah.
much.
It's the last few games have proved it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. This is what I was telling people. Like, everybody's getting hyped up about Henderson because it's the British media here. I mean, the Liverpool game, that was a catastrophe. My goodness, he was awful.
He was
Really
was.
bad.
2 goals were his fault. I swear, he was
Mhm.
honestly poor. But you know what I mean? But you got to say, before it got to that stage, Luke Shaw, Lindelof, and Transebe, I mean, one was messing about the ball in the box. That Shaw thinking he was Roberto Carlos. Hey, Liverpool, it is what it is.
Yeah, but you
And the
don't
Salah
blame
goal-
Shaw, man. They don't
Well,
start
you
up with Fred,
didn't
man.
mention Pogba's mistake for the second goal.
Seconds also. When he didn't follow Fabinho.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't follow the
Yeah,
Firmino.
that he should have done. He should have followed his marker, falling down at the wrong time. I'm sorry.
Actually, the free kick leading to the goal, there was no reason for him to consider free kick there, if you remember. Do you remember the build up to that goal?
Yeah,
to the
I
free kick?
remember. Like I said, I see every. Some games I try to just forget they even happened because it just brings hurt and anger. So well, hopefully tomorrow United will play a team that could just manage to beat Wolves, whatever it is. Doesn't even matter anymore. I mean, United have, after 17 games this season, United drew 11, lost 6. All 6 games they lost, all at Old Trafford. That's a total of 51 points. United took 11. which is not even 1/3 of 15, which should have been 17. So that's why United cannot challenge for the title. Just did not do enough.
And you have the other thing to take into consideration is they're going into the final in poor form.
Yep.
Yeah.
Their form is just really bad, and
Yeah.
you have to be very concerned about that, because like this is the time of the season when they should be hitting their peak, and they're playing the final.
Yeah,
And
they should be doing it.
it's very worrying, really worrying.
Well,
Hey, Tim,
But it was
remember?
the
Tim.
same last season, if you remember. We struggled in our last 3-4 games last season. We struggled against West Ham. We struggled against Aston Villa, even though we won the game against Aston Villa away. What other game did we play? Even the game against Leicester.
yeah,
Leicester.
Southampton as well. Southampton.
Yeah, we
they
struggled against the game
Against Southampton as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we struggled
Against Southampton, we struggled. So that tells you all you need to know about the fitness of the players. So is it that they are not fit enough, or as Chris said, or they are not properly coached, or they are not motivated? I'm just not sure what the problem is.
I think Ole persists with the same 13, 14 players all season.
Last season it was tiredness. It was fatigue last season.
Yeah, fatigue.
This season, would you say it's tiredness again?
I would put it to tiredness too, because he keeps playing the same players every single time. So yeah, he doesn't rotate the squad enough. Yeah, he doesn't rotate the squad enough. He doesn't have enough.
We will just have to wait and see. We have 96 hours to the Europa League final. One of United's biggest game under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I know he's worried. He said he's going to wait till Tuesday night to call and decide if Maguire is going to start or not, or going to be a fit.
He just played mind games. He knows Maguire can't play.
Of course.
Before you go, guys, what do you think about Fernandez taking all of our free kicks, our set pieces? Because I think they should delegate that responsibility to either Cavani and Rashford as well. I don't know.
Yeah, like free kicks and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
free kicks.
To be honest with you, I actually prefer. I prefer is in Bruno taking those set pieces, especially
but his free kicks are central to the goal. Central to the goal, I would take Bruno. To the left or to the right of the 18-yard box, I would either go Rashford or Pogba.
In fact, it should actually be the other way around, because Rashford is he's a person that can. Rashford likes those Cristiano Ronaldo knuckle balls that like swerve and that, and those work best from the middle of the field at a much further distance. So that's when Rashford comes into play. Bruno comes into play when it's closer to the 18-yard is much closer to the post. So if it's closer, it's Bruno. If it's further away, it's Rashford. But I don't like Rashford on free kicks anyways, because
he hasn't taken them in a while.
His conversion percentage is really low. I think the last time he scored a free kick was against Chelsea. That last season when he did that little knuckle ball that Cristiano does. It went like this. That's the last time.
Right.
So,
well, and Shaw taking our corner kicks. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's not bad. The delivery against Fulham, they were just not getting past the first defenders.
Exactly. That's exactly my problem with his corner kicks. Most times they don't beat the first defender. So that's
Telles takes better corner kicks than Shaw.
I actually think he's the best set piece taker in the squad.
Yeah.
Telles,
right?
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I think he is. I agree.
He is. Mm-hmm.
But Ole doesn't see that. So, gentlemen, an absolute pleasure once again. UK, USA, thank you very much for another show. Those of you watching out, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to continue to drop your comments and tell us what you think about what these people have said today. These fans have told you what they think of the game coming up on Wednesday, what they think about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's selection, and the impact Maguire's absence will be on Wednesday. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll see you guys before the pre-match against Villarreal on Wednesday. From us, thank you very much. Have a nice weekend, guys. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah,